Hi, this is Suzanne DeLuca and my applied case project titled Education for Kenya's Kids. This is a case study of a nonprofit organization called Education for Kenya's Kids, whose mission is to provide children and families of rural Kenya access to education and increase enrollment in primary school. They are also seeking to improve social justice for school-age girls and creating equal access to education. The organization is struggling with identifying and overcoming barriers to primary education. There have been some issues communicating with and developing trust with parents. I got this video that you're about to see off of the UNESCO website, so I can't take credit for it, but I just thought it captured so well the essence of this case and the struggles that the children and families are dealing with and some of the statistics.
Data tell us more children than ever are going to primary school. In the year 2000, we made a promise: all children in school by 2015. Things were going well. By 2008, the number of children out of school dropped from 102 million to 60 million. Since then, progress has all but stopped. Today, there are 57 million children out of school. 49% will never enter a classroom. 23% have dropped out. 28% will start late. In other words, close to 1 in 10 children are denied their right to education. They are the hardest to reach. Half of them live in sub-Saharan Africa, where the demand for education is growing. But who are they? Data tell us. They may be poor. Girls from poor, rural families are most likely to be excluded. They may already be working. There are some 215 million child laborers. The girls may be mothers. Every day, 39,000 girls under the age of 18 get married. Some may be disabled. More than 150 million children live with disabilities. They may be child soldiers. An estimated 250,000 boys and girls are involved in conflicts. Whatever the reason, we know these children have been marginalized through no fault of their own. Data tell us going to school can be a struggle. School is expensive. For every $100 invested by a government per pupil, parents pay an extra $10 to $70. It seems the poorer you are, the more it costs. Tuition is just the start. Many parents also pay for transportation, books, school supplies, and uniforms. Classrooms are overcrowded. In the Central African Republic, there can be 84 pupils per classroom. Conditions are poor. In Chad, most schools lack water, sanitation, and electricity. There are not enough textbooks. In Cameroon, 12 pupils can share a single book. There simply aren't enough teachers, let alone qualified teachers. Worldwide, 6.8 million will be needed by 2015 to meet the growing demand for education. Of that, 5.1 million will be needed to replace teachers leaving the profession, and 1.7 million to fill new teaching posts. Data tell us every passing year, we are denying millions of children their right to education. So let's use the data to keep our promise. All children in school by 2015.
So the key issues in this case are first the lack of trust and communication with parents. The organization has failed to fully develop a trusting relationship with the village parents. Thus, trust and building trust is a critical component of this case. The health and nutrition of children is also a key issue that the organization will need to address. The children in this village suffer from malnutrition and lack some basic health care. Parents in this village frequently experience economic constraints related to paying for school expenses. Ultimately, they forego sending their child to school even if they would like to, because the cost is too much for the family to bear. Child labor is a frequent occurrence in developing countries, and this village is no different. Oftentimes, work responsibilities take precedent over school. Gender inequality and social justice issues are also an issue in this case, a key issue. Young girls are expected to fulfill the role of caretaker and take on domestic responsibilities, and the commonly held belief is that educating girls is simply not necessary. There are three main key stakeholders in this case. The parents are stakeholders. Their perspective is that they struggle with the decision to send their child to work or school. They would like their kids to be able to read and write, however, they also need to survive. Many of them are farmers and need their children to assist with the workload. The families live in a rural area, which means that the majority of the jobs are low wage, which results in poverty conditions. The nonprofit organization is a stakeholder as well. The organization's mission and purpose is to help children obtain a primary education. They would like to build better communication and become allies with the families. And of course, the children are stakeholders too. They want to attend school, both boys and girls. They are enthusiastic about learning, and this may conflict with the parents' view of wanting them to help supplement family income. The research supports the key issues in this case. There are three main issues that this case project focuses on. Economic. Poverty contributes to the lack of resources for parents, causing children to have to work at a young age. Health issues. The literature shows that malnutrition and micronutrient deficiencies lead to poor cognitive development, and thus it prevents students from being able to attend school or complete primary school. And the equality piece, female children are often prevented from going to school due to entrenched beliefs regarding the role of girls and women in the culture. So I've broken out the recommendations into three subcategories. And first we have the parents. So a needs assessment should be given to the parents to obtain their perspective. The organization should identify income generating opportunities, and there's a movement currently to help people in developing countries to obtain microloans, which can help with their small businesses and farming. And also, the organization should begin to educate families on the value and advantage of educating females. As the research shows, educating females increases income by 10%. Recommendations for removing barriers for children include collaborating with the World Food Program to get a school feeding program implemented in the school, collaborate with health clinics to help alleviate any of the medical issues the children are dealing with. And finally, the recommendations for leadership. I'm recommending a servant leadership style, and this style was Greenleaf's idea and his theory back in 1977. And a servant leader ensures that other people's highest priority needs are met and uses intuition, empathy, and understanding to foster followership. Collaborate with local organizations and develop relationships with educational leaders all go towards assisting the families and children. So just to quickly overview some of the consequences as a result of the recommendations, the primary school enrollment will increase by 9%. Studies and research show that this number is a reasonable percentage. Trust and communication increase with the parents and families. Bureaucracy with political organizations. This was just something that the organization should be aware of when dealing with other NGOs and organizations. Dealing with deeply entrenched beliefs, we're dealing with another culture, and the organization will need to be culturally competent and be respectful, yet continue to educate the families on the advantage of educating girls and their daughters. Thank you.
Created using Powtoon.